to fiddle lesson. FiddleHed, fiddle lesson. Today we're going to do the tune Boys of Bluehill. We're going to add variation to it. I'm just going to play it and then talk about what I added to the basic version afterward. If you're new to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons, I have a basic version of this, very simple version, and there's a link to that on the comments field below. And now what I'm going to do is not spend much time on the specifics of the tune. I'm just going to play it and show what I added to it. Okay, so here we go. I think I'm going to do 2 A's, 2 B's. All right, cool. So we'll start with the first quarter. Here's the basic version. All right, so some things that I've been playing around with on this is for the pickup, some little melodic variations, mainly some additions. The pickup is 3-1 in the basic version I showed. But now, because I want to get more of like string changing energy, I'm going to try it with open A. And then instead of resting on that long D, I'm going to just do I'm going to add a D, open A, 2 on D to A. So that's a little piece you could cycle. Loop on that right now. Loop on that. So in the process of learning this tune, you're going to just get better at the instrument if you approach practicing in this way of like looping and kind of going further into using the bits and pieces of the tune to go further into music. All right, so we got that. And that's repeated a lot, so it's worth your effort. So the next bar, that's how I played that in the basic version. So I'm going to add a triplet and slur the 3 notes together. Slower. So the whole first quarter. Again. For a nice rhythmic feel, you can kind of add an accent on the up bow on the A, open A. Here's that again. It's kind of a good feel. You could also add a double stop there with the open D. That again. I didn't do that in the original, but I think that's a fun and cool idea. See, I don't know what I'm doing in these lessons. I make it up as I go along. I'm just fiddling, but I'm gonna try to not make it too frustrating for you and explain everything I do. Here's the whole thing. Basic version was I think all I did here is add double stops. You can start with the droning, like the string to the left. So when you're playing on E, you'll drone open A. And when you're playing on A, you'll drone open D. Alright, so here's that again. Alright, another way to do that besides a constant drone is to use the double stop as an accent, and that'll clear up some space for the melody. So you could do the first note, like you could do the accent on the first of every 4 8th notes, and do slurred 3 on the others. That's one way to do it. How about the offbeat accent? It could do that. It doesn't feel quite as natural to me, so. Or you can kind of mix and match and see what feels right. But basically, again, ask yourself, is this variation, this thing you're adding to the tune, making it better, or is it making it more muddy? And so always kind of ask yourself that, and maybe pare back variations as you add them, just to find the exact thing you're gonna like. Third quarter is the same as the first. And the fourth is similar to the second. Alright, so now let's do the B part, the basic version of the B part. That's the first quarter of the B part. All I'm going to do add is some double stops. So again. So if you're good with this third finger across A and E, it's kind of hard. Maybe a more advanced thing, but you can do something cool here. You can slide it. Use the open D there. Alright, play around with that on your own. That might be really difficult for you if you're maybe a more intermediate or beginner, so you can just do an open A and an open D when you play the third on the A. That'll work too just fine. And then for this part, use that same 3 across A and E. I think that's really pretty. It's hard, but it's really pretty. Alright, so putting together this whole first quarter. And so on. Alright, and then the second quarter is the same as the second quarter of the A part. There's a variation I forgot to mention that you can do here that I think is kind of cool. Another triplet spot. Instead of, we can go. Again, here's the basic. Now what I want to do is take that variation we just added, and here's a great technique for working with variations. You can create a loop with the basic version of a little phrase next to the variated version, and just go back and forth in a continuous loop, and to help you learn the variation, but also to determine if you like it, if it flows. Here's the basic and then the variation version. All right, so I think that's it for this tune. Oh, with that last one, you could kind of add double stops to 2. You could, so basically, no matter how far you get in music, the technique of looping practice will benefit you. That's always like a take-home message. All these lessons I'm giving you, what I really want you to do is practice better and in a more enjoyable and productive way. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope it was as fun for you as it was for me, and I did have fun. I'm not just saying that. Okay, see you next time.
Thanks for watching the video.
Excellent!